Welcome to the CPTM Smart Partners Hub, and today being 25th of February, and it is Tuesday, late afternoon in London, even later or earlier, wherever you are. It's a special day because there are probably about 2 days and up to the time when we have the usual traditional annual teleconference of the Smart 29ers. So this particular very short message is about the Smart 29ers teleconference in 2014. And there was quite a lot of discussion about the agenda and the kind of issues and who may be invited. And I wanted to kind of in a dialogue rather than in writing to send you my own thoughts about how should we treat this quite traditional by now get together. I know that the Smart 29ers, Smart Partners 29ers, evolved in particular countries, having started in 2000 at a Langkawi dialogue when a few heads of government were retiring, and the idea was to build in continuity, as Isam or Tapello will remember. But since then, by 2009, quite a number of Smart 29ers, that means young, who picked up the issue of smart partnership in their own way, and particularly during the international dialogues, and the one who really made it for the Smart 29ers, as we call them today, was the Munionio dialogue in 2009. Hence, a large group of Smart 29ers coordinated jointly in Uganda today. And of course we tried to spread the spirit of the Smart 29ers within the whole Smart Partnership movement, CPTM being present in all the Commonwealth countries and making people aware about the need for Smart 29ers type to be part and parcel of a national vision, or part and parcel of a smart strategy, smart partnership strategy of a country. And because of that, different groups also emerged, such as those in Tanzania, and very grateful to them that they are even today continue to be actively part of the movement as a whole. There are quite a number of Smart 29ers who are in small islands, around the vision in Seychelles, around the vision in Botswana, around the National Economic Consultative Forum in Harare, around the Smart Partnership Hub or the Bureau of Standards in Swaziland, around the Smart Partnership Hub in Lesotho, probably in the Caribbean, around either national visions or around the Bureau of Standards, or around technology institutions, led institutions, and of course in Malaysia. So yes, 2009, 2014 is about 5 years. So I like to mark the 2014 annual get-together, which will take place on Thursday, by saying that there are already 5 years since the movement of the Smart 29er as part of the Smart Partnership movement as a whole makes a big difference as a core. And the next phase probably will require a little bit more awareness about the kind of members network participants in the Smart 29ers exist, those who are already kind of elevated into the Smart Partnership movement, but they are founders of 29ers, therefore they will continue to spread the importance of the Smart 29er, introduce new ones, and in particularly to try to kind of mobilize people in understanding networks, both in concept and in action. Probably the more times will pass, the more easier it will become, because the medium of communication is such nowadays, as different from even 2009, that the Smart 29ers could, although there are still challenges, Wi-Fi and broadbands and all the rest of it, could actually be having webinars quite often on specific topics, so that in the national context and also in a Smart Partnership movement group, they are kind of interacting in a more, now I wouldn't say systematic, but more focused way. Obviously, what we tried to do, myself as joint dialogue convener with those in Uganda, those in Tanzania, and with a core group of JEG, what we try to do is to ensure that at any point of time during the preparation of the dialogue, people are aware in the countries about the need for Smart 29ers to be alongside government, business and labor, engaged, to be present at the get-together, to be present into the various national activities which go towards the preparation of the international dialogue agenda, as we, I think, very well did, although it's never the best, we're never happy, as we very well did on the way to Dar es Salaam. Yes, Dar es Salaam was a turning point for the Smart 29ers, because the topics, the leveraging technology for socio-economic transformation, couldn't be more apt and resonate more with the Smart 29ers. And obviously the gallery of technology, which was high-tech technology, as relevant to national visions, which initiated the entire dialogue, being followed by a Smart 29ers interaction with leaders, both the then chairman of the Commonwealth, President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency, and the founders of the movement, President of Uganda, former President of Mozambique, former Prime Minister of Malaysia, current Prime Minister of Malaysia, as well as all the leaders who were there, or representative of the leaders, and of course led by His Excellency President Kikwete, to whom we owe a great deal to first identify the topic of leveraging technology, and secondly to insist that the Smart 29ers will have a very high profile. That in itself brings a lot of responsibility for the Smart Partnership movement and for those who were part of the Smart 29ers at that time at the get-together in Dar es Salaam, both in terms of a group as well as in terms of national context. So yes, we tried to engage Smart 29ers, continue to maintain them in the think tanking that took place, as usually at the hub in November, when all the issues have been taken forward from the Dar es Salaam, and there was one of the best think tanking interaction that took place actually. And since then, we hope that at the national level, these discussions about how nations succeed rather than fail will engage in a very meaningful way smart 29ers alongside the vision, leading Bureau of Standards, central bank governors, and leading technology institutions. Within the context of our Smart Partners links, which are of multiple perspective, and which as a whole evolves a new type of governance in countries where Smart 29ers are part of it, a cooperative governance, a new type of decision making, which is, as we call it, a polycentric decision making. So here we are, some of the background for Smart 29ers 2014 background of the get-together, which I would like all those who are part of it or those who are not to be aware of. Now, the agenda that was put together is formed of about 3 parts, and the one that I have quite a lot to do with it was with try to identify a very special highlight, and I'm very grateful to the CPTM networking members in Canada for attracting the attention to the well-known and cosmonaut Chris Hadfield, whose kind of recent book, which is more connected with how to achieve a mission impossible, and with guidelines for how to deal with many issues as you evolve in life. And that particular issue will be introduced by the Canadian Gabriela Greffines, formerly with Canadian Commercial Corporation, having worked with NASA, and she herself will be introducing as special guest Mrs. Timimbi Aganaba Janti, who is working with Euroconsult in Montreal. She's from Nigeria and she's specialized in space and communication. She's quite young. So look forward to that special highlight. Of course, it's not unrelated, the issue of space and technology, space and smart partnership or smart partnership delivery. And I would have liked very much for the manifesto of the smart partnership movement, which is entitled Limitless Opportunities through Smart Partnership, to be actually digested and taken forward through the lessons that the cosmonaut is sharing in this book about achieving a mission impossible. Because the limitless opportunities, as we are saying, through smart partnership, are an outcome of what one would say that there are limitless expectations that one builds up. But the limitless expectations of anyone are being calmed down by the limits of the systems within which government, universities, private sector, within which we are functioning. So therefore, only through a smart partnership cooperative type of networks, I think we could achieve limitless opportunities, and therefore to achieve Mission Impossible. Finally, I will be in Rome, actually, and I'm very grateful to another CPTM founder member, Deputy Ambassador of Uganda, Dr. Mumtaz Kassam, for allowing for the teleconference to take place, for myself to be joining the teleconference from Rome, and the CPTM Smart Partners Hub will be hosting this for each of you. It will be in 3 parts. I would like you to make sure that you follow all the various requirements so that there is as little preoccupation with the technical aspects, and our team here will ensure that everybody will be part of it if you are following those guidelines. What is next? Well, I mean, today we had, for instance, Dr. Daniele Gerondino, the strategic advisor to the International Standards Organization, exploring with Smart Partnership Movement the idea of universities building in teaching standards in universities. I mean, this is a very novel idea, new idea. And not only in the engineering departments, but also in economic departments, public administration, business, and so on. So this in itself will be a program that we will start, a new initiative, together with the ISO, which will address, of course, the Smart 29ers. So that's another thing that probably you'll want to bear in mind. A few other things, if you observe the smart reading tips and the usual regular emails that we send on Fridays, will be emerging. But hope to hear you on Thursday, and probably you better get prepared. Otherwise, it will be simply listening and monologuing. I'm sure it's not going to be that way. So, look forward to hear you on Thursday.